Why do we resist the things we know are right for us? Because I've found my true purpose in this lifetime. But even though I know it's my true purpose, I still feel a lot of resistance to following it and pursuing it. So a few months ago, I was wrapping up a past life regression training. And we traded sessions. The people in the class traded sessions just to get some good practice in. And so I was the therapist for a couple of sessions. I was the client for a couple of sessions. And my personal sessions, the ones where I was a client, they were very powerful for me. And one of them lines up with this life in a very similar way. And I went back to that past life and explored it and found that it was my mission to bring knowledge to people, share wisdom to people, and help them wake up and spiritually guide them and transmit knowledge to people and for the greater good of the earth. And so when I went back to this past life around the 1500s, I realized a few things. I realized that it's the same mission, the same purpose in this lifetime as that past life, as that person that I was in the past life. And this is a common thing that we see in past life regression, is that the soul's life purposes are very similar a lot of the time. And there might have been multiple past lives where it's a similar purpose in different ways or different contexts or different settings throughout these incarnations, throughout your soul's incarnations. And so I realized it's the same mission in this lifetime, to bring knowledge and share wisdom with people, to help them on their spiritual awakening, help them realize the truth. But I also noticed that the world is more receptive at this time as compared to my past life. After the death scene in that past life, when I had transitioned and I was floating up away from my body in the physical realm, and I had transitioned into a different realm, I was floating up and I saw the earth beneath me. And there was this dark haze. There was a dark haze over the world, almost like a smog or sort of dark fog that was covering the world at that time, around the 1500s. But now, I know the world is more receptive, it's more open. There's been a big shift in the consciousness of the collective on Earth, and people are more ready to accept these messages and accept the truths and rise to a higher state of consciousness, a higher vibration. And more people can be accessed at this time. Of course, through social media and the internet. Back in that day, in the 1500s, it would have been more of a one-to-one thing, or one to a crowd of people. But on social media, you can talk to as many people as you want, which is a beautiful thing. And I'm glad I get to be here in this time and share these messages and insights with you and help you on your spiritual journey. And so I know that this is my mission. My mission in this lifetime is similar to this past life. And it's to help you grow and rise to this higher level of being. And so Why do you resist these paths, this true purpose that you know to be right, you know to be true? I notice this coming up for me. Even though I've found that this is my true life purpose, like the reason that I'm here, why does resistance come up for me? And it's because your soul, it doesn't choose an easy path. Life is not meant to be easy. Because if it were easy, then there's no challenge. And if there's no challenge, there's no growth. So naturally, because your soul's overall goal, your soul's ultimate goal is to evolve and grow as a soul, naturally, it's going to choose challenging lives and challenges within the lives to help it grow and evolve at a faster, better rate. Ultimately, your soul's natural goal is to become one with the source, become one with the Creator. And to do this, it needs to evolve to the level of the Creator and the level of the source so it can integrate back together. And this takes eons. This takes quite some time. So the soul incarnates and incarnates again and again to make progress to this goal. And so the soul naturally chooses these challenges in your life, chooses these things that cause challenge, that create resistance for you. And maybe you're thinking of something you know to be true, something you've been working on or had the inkling in the back of your head that you should be working on or that it feels right to you. But there's resistance. There's resistance there that holds you back from doing it. And for me, it's this purpose, my true purpose, which is helping you. But somehow there's resistance to setting up the camera, recording the video, posting the video, even though I know it to be true. And so these challenges, they create forks, what I like to call forks in the road in our lifetime and in our journey. And these forks, it's like a little branch on a tree, a branch on the tree of probabilities. When you incarnate, your soul has a loose plan, a loose framework that guides you through your life. But you have choices. You have good choices, you can make bad choices, and you can make, because if everything was written in the stars and written perfectly out, then what's the point? If everything was scripted and set in stone perfectly, then there's no chance to grow. There's no chance to make a good choice that will help you grow. And there's no chance to make a bad choice that will stunt your growth too. So naturally there has to be this choice that you make, a choice to further your growth as a soul or stunt your growth. And so this is why we have this flexibility, this wiggle room within our lifetimes and incarnations. And so your soul chose these moments, these challenges, these resistances in your life so it could grow and evolve. It's kind of a backwards thing, right? It's like the challenges are created in order for growth. So now that you know that these challenges serve a purpose in this backwards way, we come into this life and their challenges from day one. But this is part of life. This is part of our learning, part of our evolution as souls on this earth, in this incarnation. We come to earth to learn. It's a school for souls. It's a learning environment. And it's compared to other planets, other realms. It's not an easy realm to incarnate into. So just the fact that you're here and that you chose to came to earth speaks big as to the determination and willpower of your soul, how committed your soul is to growing and evolving. But isn't that such a backwards way of realizing how your soul grows and how your soul chooses to evolve? It chooses these challenges. It plans these challenges out within your lifetime. And if your true purpose was easy to follow and easy to get into, easy to start, then there wouldn't be any growth there. There wouldn't be any evolution for your soul. And so, essentially what I do to rise above this is to notice, become aware of this feeling, this resistance. For me, it's like a nagging thing in the back of my mind. Just something that's like pulling me back from setting up the camera and hitting record. Or the thing that's holding me back from making a course to help people. But despite this, when these feelings come up, when these things come up, I know that they serve a purpose. It's this moment where I can choose to let this belief, let this resistance decide my path. Or I can choose to make the decision that will help my soul evolve, help my soul grow, and just do the thing. Because I know it's for my soul's growth, my soul's evolution, it makes it a lot easier to just go straight through that resistance and do the thing that will help me and help my soul evolve. So my next lifetime is better, and the future of this lifetime is better too. And so when you get this inkling in the back of your mind to do something, maybe go for a run or work on your passion, work on your true purpose, know that it's a challenge that your soul has chosen, that your soul has created. And because you have free will in this life, in this incarnation, you can choose between a good choice or a choice that's not the best for your evolution and growth here on Earth. And so when you feel that resistance, that nagging feeling, just feel the resistance. Get to know that feeling, get comfortable with it, and you'll notice it a lot more than you think. You'll notice it come up all the time. But once you notice it, and once you realize what it's there for, what it's trying to teach you, what that fork in the road is trying to teach you, is that you have a choice. All these moments that you feel this resistance come up, this nagging resistance, that moment is a choice in which you choose a path that will serve your soul, or you choose the path that won't serve your soul. And so just now, feel the resistance and do it anyway. I've certainly felt resistance to recording this video, but I just did it anyway because I knew in the back of my mind that it was a moment of either growth or not growth in this incarnation and for my soul. And isn't that just a beautiful way to think about? Think about these resistances that come up rather than just trying to push through them, relying on willpower alone. I think it's very powerful when we can know the higher purpose, the higher meaning of these challenges and these resistances that appear in our life. And so now that you know the true meaning behind your challenges and your resistances, start to notice what you resist. What is the thing that you resist the most? Maybe there's multiple things. Maybe it's going for a run or going to the gym. Maybe it's working on your true purpose, following your path, following your passion. For me, it definitely comes up on the things that I know are true. If it's something like less charged for me, something that's not so tied to my true purpose, or something that doesn't have as much emotional excitement or charge for me, it's like, oh, I can do that. There's not so much resistance that comes up for me. But when it's something that holds charge like this, like making a video, following my true purpose to help people evolve, there's way more resistance. And I think it's because it's a bigger fork in the road. It's a bigger challenge. It's a bigger risk or reward. And so I choose the reward. Choose the path that will serve my soul the most and serve my growth in this lifetime and in my soul's evolution. And this is a very powerful thing, and it helps me get over that nagging resistance. So if you have this inkling in the back of your mind to do something, but you feel that resistance coming up for you, just think to yourself, this is a challenge from my soul. This challenge is here for a reason. And choose what serves you.